Hey guys, welcome back to the Social Clarity Project. In today's video, I'm going through how to actually deal with a narcissist. So I think a lot of people at some point in life deal with someone with narcissistic personality disorder, and it can quite often leave you questioning yourself, feeling confused. Maybe you wonder whether you are the problem at the end of the relationship or friendship, and kind of left feeling, what actually happened? Because narcissists are really good at twisting things and making you question your own reality. So if you have experienced this, there is a good chance you are dealing with someone who is a narcissist. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down how narcissists think, some of the tactics that they use. You may recognize some of these, they may use some of these or all of these. The number one goal of a narcissist is to feel superior. They want to feel like they are better than you. And underneath all the confidence, charm, and ego that a narcissist will have is actually a very deep insecurity, and that they need other people's approval to fill that insecurity. So they try and control others. And this can often come in the form of a few things. It can come in the form of manipulative behavior, control, and emotional confusion, making you feel like you are the problem, turning things on you. So why is a narcissist so confusing to deal with? Well, one of the methods they commonly use is gaslighting. If you don't know what gaslighting is, you've probably heard of this term before. But gaslighting is where, let's say you notice strange behavior. You notice an issue, something that they're doing, and you bring it up, and then suddenly you are accused of doing the same very thing that they are doing. They turn it on you. You start questioning your insanity, you start questioning your memory, because narcissists are very convincing. They often speak with a lot of conviction, they're often very charming, and they will have you questioning yourself because they will so confidently turn it on you and make you feel like you are the problem, when in fact you brought up that same issue with them. So this can lead you really wondering if you're losing your mind, your intentions. And narcissists also, if you're a kind-hearted person, this is why narcissists often attract people with a lot of empathy. If you've ever read the book The Human Magnet Syndrome, and if you haven't, I highly recommend you check this out, you'll know that the opposite polarity attracts each other. So narcissists tend to attract empaths, people who are very giving and kind and generous, because they're kind of polar opposites. They complement each other in a weird way, and this creates a lot of polarity. The narcissist will know that, and they'll tend to exploit your kindness, okay, and use those emotions, use your kindness against you to control you and manipulate you, and essentially quite often position themselves as the victim. They're very good at pointing out flaws in other people. And no matter what happens, it is never, ever a narcissist's fault in their opinion. They will never admit fault. This is how you know you're dealing with a narcissist. The gaslighting, the control, the manipulation, and everyone else is the problem apart from them. So the next way you can identify a narcissist is that they rely heavily on external validation. I think you just have to open up Instagram and it is just flooded with narcissists, because the platform is like a drug for validation. So it does attract a lot of influencers. Influencers on the platform are very narcissistic. Of course, some people are using it for business reasons, but then other people are simply just doing it for attention because they want the praise, they want the validation and the admiration, and that feeling of approval. That's what they really crave. They want to feel like everyone else is behind them and supports them and praises them and admires them, because this is how they feel superior to you and to other people. So this is why relationships with them often start out amazing, because they're charming. This is obviously a very attractive trait, confidence. They're enthusiastic, and they may even put you on a pedestal at first, but often that phase does not last. Normally it lasts until they feel like you are loyal to them. Once they feel like they have you emotionally invested or dependent on them, that is when the behavior switches from them putting you on a pedestal and being charming to the manipulation. And their goals shift. Their goal will shift from connection to control. Obviously, some narcissists may have all of these traits. Others may have just one or two of these traits. Just depends on how far up the narcissism spectrum they may be. So their goal is really they want power over you, and they want you to constantly chase their validation. Like let's say you've been in a relationship with a narcissist and you finally break up with them. The best way to make them lose their mind is to just act like you don't care and move on, because they can't handle that, because they need your validation. They will literally, they'll come running back, and they will really go all out to get you back, because they want that feeling of control over you. They want to feel like you need them for their emotional center, and you are emotionally off balance. And if you pull away, they cannot stand it. They cannot stand it because it takes that control away from them. It drives them crazy. So some of the common strategies that narcissists use is, the first one is guilt. They will make you feel responsible. Like, I thought you would help me. I thought we were a team. If you cared about me, you'd do this. And it's like, they're trying to guilt trip. They're trying to guilt trip you into feeling like you owe them something. And another way is they involve other people. They'll say, like, everyone thinks you're the problem. Like, I've been hearing this. I've been hearing from everyone that you are the issue. Like, everyone thinks so. And like, they agree with me, not you. And of course, this like group, when they use other people, it kind of isolates you. It makes you feel like it's like bullying tactic, isn't it? It's like you versus what singling you out. They want you to feel like you are alone and everyone thinks you're the problem. This can be really hurtful, because if they are able to convince other people that you're the problem, let's say they're talking shit about you behind your back, and they're maybe making up lies, and they're affecting other people's point of view about you. This can be really hurtful, because you can know that you have good intentions, or you're actually not the problem, but they can really convince other people that you are, and then get all of them to, join in on it, which can be really hurtful. And this creates a lot of self-doubt. This creates a lot of pressure, self-doubt, and it is really a nasty situation. I found myself in this situation one time, and it can have you really guessing yourself. It can have you guessing your own sanity, and it can have you guessing whether you are the problem or whether you should apologize for what you've done. But the thing is, no matter how much you apologize, it will never be enough. They will sense that kindness and that vulnerability, and they'll take advantage of it, and they'll exploit that, and they will double down. And then they'll just they'll continue with the guilt trip, and it will just, you can never win from that point. The best thing you can do from there is just walk away and don't look back. And then the other thing is projection, right? So they will say things like, they'll criticize you, but it comes from like, it's like hypocritical. They'll accuse you of things that they are actually doing. And the goal is just to keep you seeking their approval, doubting yourself instead of trusting your own instincts. That's the goal. So that they can often be like talking behind your back, and then they'll make something up and say, look, I can't trust you, when in fact they're the ones who can't be trusted. So this is another strategy that narcissists do. Another thing that they'll do is they will continuously test boundaries. They want to push to see where your limits are, how much you will tolerate, how loyal you are, and really how much control they have over you. And if you resist, they often withdraw. They pull away because they want to punish you emotionally. That is their goal. They want to escalate and punish you emotionally. So how do narcissists view friendships? Well, narcissists can make friends easily, but they're often very superficial friendships. If you look at narcissist friends, you'll tend to find like they haven't been friends with their friendship group that long. It's rare that a narcissist will have a friendship which has spanned like 8, 9, 10 years. It's just very rare because their relationships are transactional. They're always thinking, what can they get? If they're not getting something, whether it's resources, validation, status, or attention from that friendship, all the benefit disappears and they don't see you as being useful to them anymore. So then they will just discard you. This is why a lot of narcissist friendships don't last, because it's all built on transactional. If you're not a narcissist, chances are you've had friends who you formed at school, and you have that trust that you've built up over the years. You have that those shared experiences. You have the same sense of humor. Your personalities kind of complement each other. Maybe you have some shared interests, and you enjoy each other's time. Maybe you don't do all the same activities, or maybe you don't have everything in common, but you've been friends for years and you know you can count on that person. And if they ask you for a favor, you help them out. If you ask them for a favor, they'll help you out. Like you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours sort of thing. But it's really based on a true friendship. It's not really a transactional thing. So the cycle of narcissistic relationships tends to be like this, okay? They normally follow this pattern. They start off great. You feel special. They draw you in. You feel wanted, needed. And then once they feel like they have you, once they feel like you are loyal to them and you're emotionally invested, then the manipulation, then the gaslighting starts. Suddenly, you may become the problem. They may emotionally cut you off, leaving you confused, hurt, thinking, what did I do? What did I do wrong? And then whenever you finally start to move on with your life, after going through all that drama, they then come back, and it's not because they really want you, but because they really want to regain control over you. That is the cycle. And once they have it, this cycle will repeat and repeat and repeat. And this tends to be the cycle in narcissistic relationships. So, how do you deal with a narcissist? Well, you can't fix them. You cannot change them. You cannot negotiate with them. They are self-serving. And all humans are self-serving to some degree. Some more than others. Narcissists are extremely self-serving. So you can't fix them. You can't change their personality. But what you can do is you can stop seeking their validation. You can identify the behavior. Okay, I'm dealing with a narcissist here. Realize what they're doing and set firm boundaries. Stop seeking their validation and try and remain grounded in your own reality. And this can be very hard. This can be very difficult, especially if they have a really strong manipulative personality. It's a challenge. But prioritize distance, create space when possible. If you feel like you're losing yourself, just distance yourself, because this will often give you the clarity that you need. You come back to center, and when you distance yourself, you'll often find yourself feeling a lot better. And that's a sign. If you start feeling really stressed and anxious, and just not a good energy around this person, it's probably time to distance yourself. And if you start feeling better whenever you distance yourself and you start feeling a bit more centered, that is a good sign that you probably want to continue the distance, because the less emotion supply you give them, the better, and the less power they have over you. So if this video helped you understand what it's like to deal with a narcissist, maybe you have your own experience dealing with a narcissist, comment below if you want to share it. I will strive to reply to anyone who comments below on this video. If you did find it helpful, just subscribe to the channel. It's a new channel. Give it a like, always helps, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.